Hello. Hello, everyone. Here I am, Jay with the Tarot Nook. All right. And I'm currently doing an energy reading. All right. I'm a little late on the weekly reading. So this is beginning to mid of this week, right? The week started on the 7th, I believe, right? Yeah, I believe the 7th. Um, so this is going until the 14th energetically, okay? Now, we are at a point where we are ready to recycle, meaning we've ultimately been really like I'm seeing like a giant garbage can, strictly for recycling. And water bottles are piling up, piling up, piling up. All right. It's like you've been meaning to empty out that recycling bin because if not, bottles are gonna overflow. We've gotten to the point where the garbage can is about to overflow with empty bottles. All right. We know we do not need to keep on building on this recycling bin because we aren't ultimately getting rid of it. So it's the kind of situation overall. This week is the week where we take out the trash. This week is the week when we recycle the bottles that are used, when we recycle the energy that is of the past. This is when we turn the page. All right. We're already in this fairy tale ending, my friends. I'm telling you, like this is that stretch where everything is going our way. It really is. Because when it comes down to it, my friends, even though we might be going through some crap, no one understands this is pitching in towards our greater purpose. Everything that's happening from really, I'm hearing like a week, 2 weeks ago, up till the end of this year is all leading up to that grand picture that you've ultimately been manifesting. No one understand, my friends, that what's happening right now is what dreams are made of, all right? Sometimes dreams aren't perfect. They're not. They're really not. But there's no such thing as perfection. All right. Things are ultimately tailored to each of us differently because we all have different life experiences. We all have a different journey to follow. Just know that we have found that footing. We have found that path on the journey that we're meant to follow. So now that we've done so, we are not looking to drag around anything that does not belong with us anymore. We are getting rid of the old and we are bringing in the new. All right. Either that be a old outlook and a new outlook, either that be a old connection and a new connection, either that be either that be maybe like you've been latching onto a shirt for 15 years and it's already run its course. Spirit is saying it's time to buy yourself a new shirt. All right, it's a kind of opportunity, my friends, like the energy we're in right now, this opportunity I'm hearing does not come across often. All right, Spirit wants you to take charge. Spirit wants you to ultimately see that when it comes down to it, what is happening right now? Magic. Use this magic to your own advantage because I'm telling you, my friends, the universe could give us all of the energy and all of the magic in the world. It's still up to us to use it, right? It's like, we could have been asking for like the most amazing, beautiful bike in the entire world. What good is it if you're not going to ride it? It's a kind of situation. Spirit is saying you are being handed something massive on a silver platter. All right. Don't pass this energy up. All right. So let's see exactly what we have in the cards. All right. Right now, that's exactly what's happening. It's like we're letting go of the energy that has held us back. We are over. We are done with I'll do it tomorrow. We are ready to take care of it now. All right. That garbage can is has recyclables up to the brim. We are we're looking to empty out the garbage, you know, to redeem that bottle for 5 cents. They're not making pennies anymore, but they are still making nickels. So claim that 5 cents because with every bit of taking out the trash, you bring in new things of value. All right. So let's see what we got here, Spirit. All right. Let's go ahead. Get this party started. Barrett, any cards for the energy? Okay. Anything else? All right. Anything else? All right. All right. So there's a lot. Okay. There is a lot. We hear, let me go ahead and let me just lay these all out. Okay. So the first three cards, all right. The first three cards, very powerful, all right. We have the Page of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, and the Four of Wands, all right. What is this saying? It's saying that we are feeling things differently. Like I said, like overall, like we're seeing that there are so many new opportunities around us. Spirit is ultimately telling us now is the time to take action. And that's exactly what we're doing. Where is this action being taken towards, my friends? Towards a lands of nothing but stability and structure and happiness. All right. The Page of Cups is that One Pig's Fly card. All right. The One Pig's Fly card, Miracle card. All right. Pretty much like new creative energy, new romantic energy. There could be a new relationship coming into your life, that kind of relationship that will bring you the kind of healthy structure and order that you need in a connection. Know that all of this energy is ultimately happening very, very fast. It's in this forward movement, my friends, that we're ultimately feeling that activity. I'm telling you, we got the Knight of Swords and we got the Knight of Wands. All right. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight of the deck. Takes badass success by rising above the overthinking to bring on clarity. The Knight of Wands takes action based upon the activity that she knows is all around her. All right. Amazing, beautiful, loving activity. No one understand while we are taking action. All right. Remember to stay grounded. All right. Because it's when all this excitement happens that we kind of like get carried away with ourselves, right? Like all of a sudden, like you might win $1 million. You want to go out and you want to buy the entire fucking mall or get the most expensive car on the market. All right, Spirit is saying, like ground yourself. There are amazing things happening around us, and it's all coming in very, very fast. Know that when it comes down to it, it is things to get so excited about, but stay level headed, enjoy the moments. All right. Know and understand that with the Seven of Swords in reverse, we are no longer ultimately psyching ourselves out. We're no longer, like pressing the fast forward button when we're meant to ultimately just enjoy and allow things to be the way that they're meant to be. It's a kind of opportunity, my friend, that this is all brand new energy, and it's in this new energy, which is ultimately closing a massive chapter of our lives. All right, the world with the moon and the Queen of Swords, that is so powerful. Why is it powerful? Because the moon is all about healing. The moon is all about psychic abilities. The moon is all about lifting the shadows and seeing what's underneath mystery, And on here, the moon, it shows a woman underwater, and there's a giant full moon. We've come to a completion in regards to feeling a specific way. And we are doing the groundwork and the healing to ultimately rise above to wake up a more powerful, more spiritual person. All right. Ultimate feminine energy. Just to know by doing all of this, by ultimately having this cycle come to a close. All right. That's when ultimately a new beginning begins, right? I feel as if with the world is the completion of a cycle, the closing, the end, right? So this is an ending to healing. I feel as if we're finally talking to ourselves, giving birth to the truth. giving birth to our truth, giving birth to knowing exactly what is going to bring us that clarity, to bring us that resilience. All right. It's a kind of situation, my friends. We know our value. And because we know our value, we are bringing in so much clarity. I cannot tell you how clear we're getting. All right, the things that once upon a time might have confused us, no longer confusing us anymore because we know our value. We know the decisions that we need to make to bring on prosperity and abundance. Like it's really not a secret. I feel as if there's this energy has been with us, and it's an energy that we knew we needed to make a decision on, but we've been ultimately holding back on it. All right. With the recycle, with the bottles ultimately almost falling out of that recycling bin. All right. No one understand, my friends. Like we know what we have to do. We need to ultimately take that step. We've come to a completion of a cycle where ultimately we were healing from past traumas. We've overcome, we've seen the truth of what lies underneath those traumas. And what lies behind the truth? That we are living our lives not for others, but for ourselves. All of a sudden, things are getting massively clear, and we know exactly what we have to do. We need to take out the fucking trash, so we can make room for some beautiful, beautiful, happy, joyous, celebratory energy. All right. That sun is pure happiness. The energy that the sun has, it does not get any happier. It's ultimately that ultimate masculine. We got the moon and the sun right there, ultimately finding that balance within our masculine and our feminine. It's a kind of situation. If you're asking a question and you're wondering if that's the case, the sun is the yes card. Absolutely. Yes, we are giving birth to abundance. All right. And there's two full moons, one in the moon and one in the Empress. Okay. What is that saying? We've come to the completion of a cycle and a new beginning is ultimately arriving. All right. We've been ultimately, doing a lot of work. We've been taking down a fence, and Spirit is saying, congratulations, because what's coming forward is happening because you allowed yourself to do the work and to just you allowed yourself to heal. Right, I'm telling you, we're giving birth to so much clarity. We're done double guessing. We know who we are. We know how powerful we are. We know what we deserve. And we're letting go of the tight grip. We're no longer holding on to what doesn't belong. Why? Because there is an upwave of such positive kinetic energy. All right, the Eight of Wands is a rush of good news. The Knight of Swords takes action and is the fastest moving knight of the deck to overcome the confusion, to bring on the clarity. All right, with the Five of Wands, Five of Swords in reverse, it's like we're bringing on that clarity where we understand the actions we need to take to ultimately give birth to the kind of prosperity that we've been looking for. All right. And that prosperity is full of nothing but love and money. All right. So no one understand when it comes down to it. This is some pretty beautiful energy. All right. I know it's in this energy where the rest of our lives are, that where they lie. Like I said at the beginning, this is our fairy tale ending. All right. It is the fairy tale ending that we've been searching for. All right. We've allowed ourselves to rest. And it's now our time to take a bow because you, my dear, are the ones that ultimately got you to exactly where you are today. And who are you today? Someone that's open to the universe in regards to receiving, and somebody that's walking in to a new chapter of their lives with a brand new perspective, seeing that all of the times in the past that we felt taken by surprise, we'd be able to find something even brighter behind each new beginning. Where are we going? The Ten of Pentacles. It's in this Ten of Pentacles, my dearest friends, that we are bringing in so much fortune, so much good fortune, so much love, so many like opportunities of nothing but the ability to take a deep breath and be grateful that we've had the journey that we've had. All right. I'm sorry. My nose is running. I hope I'm not coming down with something. I swear. I can't even deal with it. All right. So Let's go ahead. We're gonna pull cards from my Wisdom of Avalon deck. All right. After the Wisdom of Avalon, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull cards from my Priestess of the Light deck. I believe that's what it is. And then after that, I'll go ahead and I'll pull an affirmation for y'all. And then that is going to indeed be the night. All right. So, Spirit, love. Love is the first thing to come up. Love is in the air. Okay. Let's see. Love is in the air. La-di-da. Let's see, Spirit. Anything else? Love, protection, death. I feel as if when it comes down to it, in the past, we've had love, but all of those, all of that love ultimately, that came to an end. All right, why? Because it just wasn't meant to be. We were being divinely protected. And I feel as if by ultimately going through this journey, all right, we've been able to see a deep version of ourselves that is just full of nothing but vision and prophecy. Seeing that overall, we are spiritual beings ready to take on this world. I'm telling you, like, I feel as if, like from things that once made us angry, from things that once upon a time made us feel like we wanted to retaliate. All right, we've gained a new perception on our life. We're no longer afraid to let go of that emotional baggage, to let go and allow ourselves to clean house. And because we're doing so, because we're releasing recycling, the recycling bin, all right, we're claiming so much wealth. We are letting go of the past grudges, and we're allowing ourselves to forgive. We are not afraid to take risks anymore because we know the truth. And what is that truth? We are bound to bring on that sacred romance. I feel as if, like this is all coming into full circle. All right. We've learned so many new things about ourselves from the relationships of our past that this new connection I'm hearing that's coming forward is ultimately going to benefit from the lessons we've learned. We have been hurt time and time again. And it's in those moments that we hurt, we found a version of ourselves we're ready to give the best of ourselves. And know that this opportunity is coming. It's coming if it hasn't already arrived yet. All right. It's the kind of situation like the mystery. All right. The mystery, we're starting to ultimately find out what that truth is behind everything and why it happened. Um, through spirit. All right. Thoughts, words, intellectual analysis, authority, and joy. I feel as if we're processing the information completely different. We're starting to bring in that balance. I feel as if, with the thoughts and with the words and the intellectual analysis that we've been ultimately feeding ourselves, my friends, for a long time, we've been ultimately counting ourselves out. But by ultimately, like really connecting with spirit and discovering what the mystery was the entire time, we're feeding ourselves these positive, clear thoughts that are ultimately pertaining to justice, pertaining to ultimately, like just like the feeling of ultimately, like, being, in control of your life. You know what I mean? And no, it's in this, it's in this feeling of like being dominant that you're starting to see that you're happiest ultimately, calling the shots for yourself, taking care of you. No one understand, with the goblin the wounded human ego through that wounded human ego. I feel as if we've been able to transform. It's like all of a sudden, like that reality that we once were in was completely disrupted, where ultimately the kind of partnership that we've been waiting for is coming forward. All right. I feel by ultimately, like constantly saying, it's never going to happen. Ultimately, our reality was disrupted. There is a transformation where ultimately it's happening. All right. And I feel as if like whatever kind of partnership is coming forward, all right, either this be love, either this be friendship, it is bringing on it's the kind of relationship, the connection that is going to be so gentle and diplomatic. That's going to be bringing on nothing but balance, the balance that we've needed. All right, know that movement is happening, and it's in this movement that we're ultimately claiming that independence and bringing on those healthy boundaries. And we are bringing in nothing but luck and sweet victory with romance at the bottom of the deck. All right. So I've overall, this is beautiful energy to be in. It really is. Because we're no longer the same people. We're no longer the same people. We're grateful for the times we've been hurt. Because without all those times that being hurt, it wouldn't get us to exactly where we are today. And that is ready to accept the kind of love we're ready to accept. All right. It's like for a long time, we've been counting ourselves out. We've been ultimately settling for half best when we deserve the best, you know? And I feel as if when it comes down to it, the best is here. The best has arrived. All right. And if it has not happened arrived yet, no, it's about to arrive. All right. It's about to arrive. Let's see what we have here, Spirit. Priestess of the Light. What do we need to know for our group? All right, there's one. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? All right, go ahead. Anything else? Thank you. All right, so the cards to come flying out. The first card was Soul Radiance, Phoenix Rising. This is us rising from the ashes, believing believing in our personal power, us being reborn, a person with such a luminous life force that ultimately you are bringing in so much power, so much passion, so much clarity. Uh, all right. I'm telling you, we're seeing that when it comes down to it, my dearest friends, our past ultimately has happened um for multiple reasons why. And I feel as if the energy, the breakups and how things went about, we completely misunderstood exactly the reason why that was happening. All right, now we understand the importance, my friends, of letting go, cleansing, receiving, and going with the flow. All right, with friendship, healing the heart, and self-knowledge. I feel as if there are things from the past that are coming forward. All right, like all of a sudden, somebody says something and you're like, wow, that makes sense. It's because ultimately the Akashic records are opening up for us. All right, what is the Akashic records? Think of the Akashic records as almost kind of like a filing cabinet. And you open it, there's a bunch of folders and a bunch of each folder represents a life that we've had on our soul's journey. The perfect example of an Akashic record, right, is if you've seen the movie Interstellar, right? Matthew McConaughey goes into that dimension where he can see, the moments of his past. That is a perfect example of the Akashic records. All right, all of a sudden we're starting to feel these like silent moments of understanding where ultimately we're like, yeah, we knew that, or yeah, I had a feeling that it was going to work out like that. It's because we're gaining access towards our past lives. Okay, so if you, my friends, are ultimately looking for a full length reading, no. I'm going to say right now that I do full length readings. All right. You can go on my website, tarotnook.com. Go ahead, enter in your information, and I'll be able to go ahead and I'll be able to give you information in regards to pricing, times, because something like this will come out in a reading, a personalized tarot reading, all right? Even if it's not me and you go to a tarot shop right next to you with a good reputation, all right, no one understand this is the time where ultimately you will receive so much knowledge. I'm not even kidding you, okay? I feel as if, friendship, support, fun, unity, along with healing the heart, the power of self love. Through friendship, we found that through our friendships, we've been able to find healing. All right. And it's in this healing that we're ultimately opening our hearts to deeper connections. All right. I feel as if these deeper connections and these water blessings are ultimately giving us the ability to reclaim our power with nothing but courage and bravery and fierceness, and strength, like Twin flames. I feel as if this has something to do with twin flame situation. I feel as if when it comes down to it, darkness is about to turn into light, and we're going to be seeing stability and balance for exactly what it is to bring on a true a true twin flame. You may also, my friends, you may also, already know them. All right, you may not even know you may not even know that they're your twin flame yet. Just know, my friends, when it comes down to it, the truth is going to be revealed. All right, listen to your heart. All right, know and understand by emptying out this recycling bin, my friends, we are bringing in all of these new opportunities. And one of these opportunities, my friends, has to do with love. Okay. So that's the energy in regards to exactly where we are this week. It is a very powerful energy, but this energy is something to get excited about because this energy, my friends, is an energy that will bring on the rest that is going to continuously bring on the rest of your life. All right. It's all up from here. And since love is in the air, all right, let's go ahead. I'll pull a romance angel card. All right. And then after that, I'll pull an affirmation. And my friends, that indeed is going to be the evening. All right. Spirit, give us a romance angel card. What energy is in our fields in regards to love? Love. Okay. Free yourself, love yourself first, and know that what was worth waiting for is ultimately coming forward. Okay. It's like I feel as if, this time that we've ultimately had to ultimately go ahead and learn the lessons. We've learned those lessons. All right. Worth waiting for is in reverse, meaning the wait is over. All right. We freed ourselves and learned to love ourselves. And by doing that, my friends, a wait is officially ending because something is coming forward, which is going to be bringing on marriage. What's coming forward is something that ultimately does not come across every day. All right. For some, someone from your past may be returning to your life. All right. Um, and it says release your acts in reverse. The time has come to clear your energy. What does this mean? Overall, someone is coming back, but you got to let it go. Let it go, let it go. Because what's coming forward with this wedding, all right, is going to be full of nothing but passion, full of nothing but the ability to just let go and allow ourselves to just truly be there for ourselves. It's like, they say love gives you wings. This kind of love will to rise above all of the challenges that you've been through to bring on that best version of yourself. Okay. I love that. That is such a powerful message. Why? Because you can't love anyone unless you love yourself first. There are things that are going to be coming back from the past. It's up to you to either follow up on it or not. But Spirit is ultimately saying it's time to release the past, release that ex, release that fling, release whatever you have to release, my friends, because it's in this releasing that we are going to be so much happier. So much happier, so much happier. Look at this little baby. Say hi. I love you. So let's go ahead. We'll pull an affirmation. All right. What do we need to know for our greatest good? I feel as if, like with releasing your ex being in reverse, that is so powerful because by releasing your ex being upright, it's saying we are in the process of releasing our ex. But I feel as if with it being in reverse, Spirit is ultimately saying you have healed. You have healed. You've been able to see exactly, what happened and why it happened, And Spirit is ultimately telling you it's time to let go and accept what's coming forward. Because what did I say before? All right. Spirit can give you all the magic in the world. It's up to you to take up on it. Spirit cannot make you do anything you don't want to do, but spirit is providing you the magic to follow through and make a wish come true. Know it. Every day I am stronger, braver, and wiser. I live and grow in harmony with the universe. I love that. And once again, this is something that keeps on coming up. Nature loves me. Opening my heart to nature helps me feel happy and peaceful. So now that the weather is beautiful and just warm and delightful, Spirit wants you to get out in nature. All right. The this is like almost kind of like Spirit nudging, like, being like nudging you, saying, go out of nature, go out of nature. You haven't yet. Go out of nature, even if it means taking a drive. Taking a drive, or if you live in the city, walk through Central Park, or walk through Bryant Park. Like, there's opportunities to get out around trees wherever you go. All right. Maybe plant a flower. That's nature. Be around vegetation, be around life. You know? Just know and understand that every day you are stronger, braver, and wiser because it is the truth. I live and grow in harmony with the universe. Universe, take the wheel. All right. So I love you all very much. I hope that, I hope that ultimately, like clears a little things up. Know and understand when it comes down to it, my friends. Right now, love is in the air. Right now, new beginnings are happening. And right now, there's chapters of our lives that are closing out. Why? Because you're finally taking out the trash. Okay. I'll see everyone next Sunday. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll dive deep into what next week holds. All right. It's going to be a beautiful week. I promise you that. Love you guys. Bye bye.